I am the Judas Resurrection.
I know what it is to be happy. But I can't define it. I can't tell you what it is to be you. Watching my dove and serpent, tarot, Sagittarius, from I guess if today's Monday, it was yesterday, the 22nd of March, 2026. He always has such nice things to say about us. I'm watching him, and he's talking, and he's got the Six of Cups. It's out of the Thoth deck. It's right here. Why don't I just pull one card? I'm not even going to shuffle them. I'm just taking one from the middle of the deck and say this little pack, I got it for Christmas. Oh, that's the back end of it. Oh. That's the Two of Swords. Down in the bottom there, it says it's the Peace card. But you only have peace, I believe, with this card if you choose the right direction. Two of Swords. Swords are an air card. They're about thought, connecting all the dots. And if you're going through a crossroad, the only way you can have peace is if you'd made the correct decision based upon the knowledge that you had. Sometimes you got to follow your gut. But that's what that amounts to. Two of Swords. Watching Paul, he's talking about how with the Six of Cups, it's like a lantern. It's like a lamp. It's got light. It's got good stuff going on. Cups are emotion, and emotion is joy. Joy is emotion. And he says, if you can bring up your aura to this lantern of light, then you will make other people see the light as well. Oh, and it will allow everybody to walk through each other's shine. The Shining, Stephen King, the sharing of information between each other. It's often painful. But that's the way it goes. And it reminded me of the second time. Was it the second time? Yes, it was the second time I was in China. I was living in Zhengzhou. Yeah. And Stanley there, he was losing it to the alcoholism. When I first showed up, they made me go to the second time. He called me back. He had another job for me. I went to have a physical, and after I got back, he says, they ask you about your drinking. I'm like, what are you talking? He said that he had started questioning his own drinking while he was there like it was becoming a problem before I came back for this job. And he said he got a German doctor, and he told the doctor, I think I've got a drinking problem. And the doctor, the German, is like, well, how much do you drink a day? And he told him, and the German doctor, keep them sedate with alcohol. You got to keep the people down. German doctor said, that doesn't sound too bad. You don't have a problem. And then I come back, and here we go. That's 普通话 for please act like you like me. This fucking guy, he was starting to get into all kinds of trouble with his drinking and the job we were on. And it's like, we'd left jobs together before. He did once for me, I did once for him. That's how we ended up in Zhengzhou. But he's saying, I'm quitting. I'm getting the hell off of this. Come with me. And I looked at him. We were having a meal together in a restaurant to talk about this. I didn't know this is what we were talking about. But I said, I'm in a sedate place right now. I need to stay right where I'm at. I can't go with you again. There are only so many times you can keep quitting and being loyal to somebody before your loyalty shits all over you. And he's like, and then his accent changed. He went back to New Zealand accent. Hey, mate, mind if I have some? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And there at the one point in this period of time, there was a guy that had been studying at the Shaolin Temple. You have offended you have offended my family, and you have offended the Shaolin Temple. Now we fight. I only lived about an hour or so away from there. I never went because it seemed like it was going to be like the goddamn Confucius temple where they just made a fucking festival and a market and a goddamn bazaar out of the thing. I didn't have any need to go to the Shaolin Temple. I didn't want to see these monks brought down to what they were. And there was a guy in the area that had been studying at the Shaolin Temple. So we had to meet with him. And everybody said we would get along, we'd be best friends. And I'm like, I don't buy that. Anytime somebody says that, they're wrong. It may be we are too much like each other to be able to trust each other and get along in a situation where you need to be paying attention to the details. I met this guy one night. It was a dark night outside the bar, and he just stayed the fuck away from me the day we were supposed to meet. And I said, this fucking guy. I'm not just because he was staying away from me. I was looking at him the same way, this fucking guy. And this was the time that Stanley was involved. And then after that, Stanley comes in. He was trying to screw a girl that I had screwed for some time. He was trying to screw her. And he's wanting me to quit and go with him and give him money so he can take her on a train trip. I'm like, we're going too far. And so we split ways after that, and I was free. I was just me again, without having to deal with somebody expecting me to follow their train of thought. After we split ways, I walked into a coffee shop the one morning in Zhengzhou, the third biggest drinking city in the country of China, the way I have heard. I ran into this guy that was supposed to meet me, that I was supposed to meet, and we fucking stayed away. But like a rubber band, it drew us back together like a tether in this damn coffee shop. The one morning I walked in and he was in there, and I said, okay, I'll talk to him. And we sat down, we talked for about 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I couldn't tell you, but we were making connections and we were talking and talking and talking. And finally, at one point, he says, you know, the first time I met you, I'd just come out of a meditative place where I'm supposed to stay clean of bad intent, bad, negative energy. And he said, I met you and your aura was just dark. He said, I knew I had to stay away from you. And we'd shared, we were supposed to meet. And he said, I just couldn't come any closer. And I said, and I'm sitting there with my coffee. And I said, so, how is it now? Generally interested. And he said, you have a golden light around you now. I explained to him that I had to get away from that fucking guy. It was a dark time. He said, you have a golden light around you now. And whatever it was that I couldn't see from dark to light, I found it much better that I could connect with someone and make them happy than just to drag them down in their morbid humility. It's Jupiter Pisces. I think I just spat. It is the god fish. How's my light now?